let's focus on our fillable in user model. So we know where is the user model under app, and here is a user model. So by default, the protected fillable only a name, email, and password. So let me okay, password. So create a now phone, which is also a fillable, and string, country, state, city, address, post code. Make sure this field name exactly the same one that we have in our database. If I go to a user, so and the same field name will be in a fillable. Okay, post code. So why we create fillable? The main purpose is to protect our fields in our database, and the second one is to avoid mass exception. So otherwise, if you have a custom model, and the actual namespace or actual schemas of the practice of the Laravel, if you have not adopt, so the practice is singular model and the plural database. If you have set this singular database table name as table name, then you have to manually define here in protected table name, and also you have to define what are the fillable field. Otherwise, if you not set the fillable field, so it will throw when we use a create method in our to create some field in a database, so it will throw a mass exception. And let me show you first the if I go to a controller and auth controller, when we register our controller, so you see this method is protected function create array data and name, email, password. So there are only three fields are defined. So that will create a register when we will create a register a user. So it will send these three fields to database. And if you have not defined into your fillable field, it will throw you a mass assign exception. So that is the why. That's why we used mass assign to avoid mass assign exception and to protect our field. Okay, logo, status, and company ID, company name, role, access, and parent ID. Parent ID and the comma. So we have a country, phone, country, state, city, address, postcode, logo, status, company ID, and company ID, company name, role, access, and parent ID. And we can also make sure these are the fields. So phone, country, state, city, address, postcode, logo, status, company ID, company name, role, access, and these are the fields. Okay. So in next video, we will give all the that field we have set in our fillable. So we will create in our register controller when we register our new user. So what field will be go to database? Stay tuned.